Hello, Inspiration Station. Hope we're all good. I'm just going to wait. Hopefully we'll get a couple of viewers. Hopefully I'm in the right group. Hi. Hey, Vic. A few smiley faces. There's some faces I recognise. Hey, Tam. Hey, Owen. Hi. I won't sit here for too long, but I will just let people get on. I hope you've grabbed your tea, had a wee. I had a nervous one. Hope you got your drinks and you're all ready to go. And you're ready to learn a little bit about Instagram. I'm going to get comfy because I don't ever sit on a chair normally. So, hey guys, right, first of all, oh my God, wasn't Tam amazing? I literally was like writing notes. My husband's like, what are you doing? I was writing notes. I literally was like, I need to get this all down. It's really good. So first of all, thank you for joining us. It's so nice to see like so many people on a Saturday giving up their time, coming to watch and hopefully get inspired by some of us. I am super nervous, which just generally doesn't happen in my little world. But probably because I often think that with these things, hopefully one person will take something away from today. Hopefully there will be something that you think, yes, right, I'm going to go away and do that. So a little bit about me. I'm Lisa Allwood. I am Superstar Director of #Team Sense Squad. I'm a brand new Superstar Director, so I've only been with Scentsy 2 years. It's been an absolute roller coaster. My story is another story. I'm not gonna bore you with all the details. As today is all about Instagram. So today is hopefully gonna really give you a little bit of an insight into changing your business by another platform. Now, as Tam was saying, it's all about changing. It's all about adapting. And I have got my oldest, he's 11, and I said to him something about Facebook, and he's like, what's Facebook? And I was like, he's got his own Instagram account. And I've always had an Instagram account. I've had both of my businesses. I've always done across Instagram, and I decided I sort of hadn't really tapped into it when I started doing anything with Scentsy. So in the last I would probably say about 3 or 4 months, I've really been working on Instagram, doing a lot of research, trying to sort of find out what works on Instagram. What is it that really is going to push your business? Now, Tam was saying about changing or adapting. I think our world is changing all the time. Facebook, I would say, is an older generation type social networking. When I speak to my 11-year-old, he's like, Mum, it's about Instagram, it's about Snapchat, it's about TikTok, and it's Instagram and Twitter are like your main like platforms that you need to be using. And I was like, right, okay. So I needed to go away and learn, because I had another business before doing this on Instagram. It did reasonably well, but it never really took off. So when I first started selling Scentsy, I set up a Scentsy specific Instagram, and I started posting on there, and I was posting everything that I posted in on my customer groups and stuff. I posted in that Instagram. I didn't really get anywhere with it. My page just didn't really take off. And I thought, do you know what? There needs to be a change. So I ditched my one that I'd set up specifically for Scentsy, and I decided to use my personal Instagram that was mine, that was my Lisa Allwood's Instagram. I opened it up so everybody could see it. I made it a public platform. So any one of you can go and look at my Instagram and go and see what I put on my Instagram. And I made it a public platform, and I decided to really get stuck in and really start working on it, okay? And a lot of people say, I just don't know how to work it. I don't understand what it does. Let me give you the differences. So you've got Facebook. Facebook is a platform where you can upload pictures and you can upload long statuses. And it's generally the status that people will look at before they look at the image. Instagram's a little bit more superficial. It's a little bit more shallow. Basically, Instagram is all about the image. The image is going to be what's going to draw people in, and they're going to decide in that snapshot, 5 minutes, whether they're going to follow you or whether they're going to scroll on past. So Instagram's really, really shallow. So it's all about your imagery on Instagram, and your imagery is so, so important. And I've been learning it. So Instagram is really attraction marketing at its best, and this is where you really need to up your game. And right now, you probably, like me, have got a little bit more time on your hands, although I don't really know where the days go, to be quite honest. They literally fly. I now work my business full time. I was a teacher and I'm on a sabbatical and I've literally just about to hand my notice in. So I now work my business full time. So I have used the little bit of extra pockets of time that I've got to now up my game on Instagram. So these are some of the things that I've been doing. What I want you to do, first of all, before we even look at Instagram pages, I want you to think about how you look on social media. If I go on your Facebook, if I go on your Instagram, your Twitter, whatever platform you use, can I tell that you're a Scentsy consultant? That's the first thing I'm going to ask you. Can I tell that you are a consultant just by looking, having a snapshot of all 5 minutes? When I look at your profile, is your profile, or are all of your Scentsy posts public for people to see? If I go onto your Instagram, am I going to be able to look at that and say, yep, she's a Scentsy consultant? How do you look on social media? Okay, what is going to make me stop, scroll, and actually look? So this is what I want you to think about. What makes you stop and scroll? What makes you go onto Instagram? What makes you actually look at somebody's Instagram page? What is it that draws you in to a specific account? Is it the fact that their images all look pretty? Is it that maybe they put quotes in between their images? Is it that they're selling something that you're interested in? It's a product that you're interested in. So that's the first thing. I want you to think about what makes you stop. What makes you stop and look? What makes you really stare? What draws you in? Keep that in mind as we go through. What I then want you to do is, and I've seen quite a lot of people do this, I watched Rachel Pence's, I'm not going to take credit for all of this information because I took a lot of this from the last Aha Moments group. So what I did is I asked people what makes them think of me. So 5 things that makes them think of me. And I don't mean as in caring, kind. Hopefully I'm all of those things, and hopefully a lot of people did comment those. What I mean is, from a marketing perspective, actually things that are about me. What things would you say you relate to me? So my 5 things are as follows. Excuse my nails, by the way. Quarantine nails. My 5 things are as follows. Scentsy, that is going to be one of them. Number 2, I'm a mum of boys, okay? So my family is going to be another string to my bow, if you like. Fitness. I'm into my fitness. I had a fitness business, and I used to teach fitness classes well before I did Scentsy. So now we've got Scentsy, mum of boys, fitness. Healthy food. I do put quite a lot of healthy food because that was my old business before I did this. So that's one of my ones as well. And then my dog. I've got a new puppy. And he probably is where I spend a lot of my time. So they're my 5 things. What I want you to be doing is, while we're doing this, I want you to write down 5 things that you think, right, they're me. Is it that you're family? Is it that you've got a crazy dog? Is it that your kids are national champions in karate, for example? What is it? What are the 5 things that will draw people in from a business marketing perspective? Not am I kind, not am I positive. From a business marketing perspective, what are 5 things that you could post about on your social media that are going to draw people into you? What's going to resonate with other people? Now, those 5 things are hopefully going to be what you are then going to base your social media around. And what's going to happen is, hopefully those 5 things are going to draw those type of people in. Those type of people that are interested in puppies. That's going to draw them in because I'm posting about my puppy. Those type of people that are also mum of boys. They're going to be coming in and they're going to see my post when my boys are doing something crazy. Connie, yeah, Scentsy is definitely one of those 5 things. But ideally, you don't want to be befriending 150 Scentsy consultants because all you're going to see in your newsfeed is Scentsy. You don't want that. You want to be able to interact with people that have got dogs, interact with people that have got boys, interact with people that are kids are doing karate like your kids. You need to be interacting with people that have the same interests as you, because that's where you're going to build relationships, and that's where you're going to bring new teamies in, and that's where your sales are going to be. Okay, so I'm going to come back to this in a minute. So let me show you my Instagram page. So I am going to flip you around in a minute. So I'm not saying that my Instagram page is perfect. It's a work in progress, but it's working for me. Hold on. I don't know why I'm not getting... Give my laptop a minute to heat up. There we go. So this is my Instagram page. Okay. First of all, your name needs to actually be something catchy. So something that actually is going to draw people in. Mine's Home Sense with Lisa. It can't have Scentsy in the name because obviously we're not allowed that for marketing reasons. I used to be mum of 3 boys. And then when I actually got into doing stuff with my Scentsy, I changed it slightly. So that's the first thing that people are going to look at is your name, okay? The next thing they're going to be looking at is this bit. This is your bio, and you need to make this interesting. Now, I did loads of these like courses. I did like an Instagram course. I've got to be honest, it was a waste of time because I knew the information. But in your bio, it needs to be short, snappy, and it's going to draw people in. It needs to be telling people what you're doing. It needs to be bringing people in that snapshot, because that's what they look at. I look at people's bios. Now, if it's a long sentence, I've got to be honest, I don't read it. I'm a bit like, yeah, bored. But your bio needs to tell people, number 1, what you do. Number 2, a little bit about you. And number 3, it should have your website in. Okay, so going back to mine. So this is what mine says. Mum of 3 boys, wax boss, team motivator, home fragrance specialist for your stinky needs. Free info here where you can join. Now, if we've got a special offer on, for example, let's say we've got a join offer, I will put that in my bio. If it changes, and for example, we've got a brand new collection that comes out, I would post that in my bio, because I haven't got 10,000 followers. So therefore I haven't got a swipe up option to be able to buy my product. So I have to say to the people, hit my bio, go and check out my bio. That's where you're going to get your information. But it needs to be pretty. Now, I think you're limited to your characters on this. So just bear in mind that you've got to be a little bit clever with your wording, okay, with this. You've got to be a little bit clever with your wording. So that's that. So the next thing, what I started to do was sort of look at what other people were doing. Now, what I've done is, Kel, I will come back to that in a minute. What I've done is basically spent some time looking at other people, and I will show you these at the end, because I literally wrote down some of my favourite Scentsy consultants that are Instagrammers. So I'll just go through. Rachel Pence, The Wickless Homestead. My Scented Home, Stacey, if you're watching, her Instagram is beautiful. Laura Sawkins, Scents and Sparkle. She is doing amazing things with her Instagram at the minute. At the Chloe Cox is absolute god. If you've never heard of her, you need to go follow her. Together We Make Sense is Stacey Barringer. She's absolutely incredible, and I've just put mine on there. I'm not that I'm inspired by myself, but I put mine because you might want to know which mine is, but obviously you're going to see that. So, they're people that I follow. Now, I don't go on there to copy what they've done, and that is really, really important. Do not ever copy what somebody else has done. But what you do is you go on there for inspiration. You have a look at how they run their Instagram. Now, one of the things that Rachel Pence talked about in her training, which I took and I have run with, is about how you make your images look. So I'm going to come back to highlights in a minute. All of my images are of my 5 things. So you can see dog, family, doing stuff with the kids. This was a join post, exercise. The only time that I share generic images are our licensed ones. Scentsy Smile bags that we were giving out, which Jo talked about on her live the other night. Product, every now and again. Fitness, product. You get the idea. It's not product. You get where I'm going with this. Selfies with product, really important. Going to come back to that in a minute. Obviously, me and my mum, that was Mother's Day. Scentsy products. You're seeing what I'm doing. What I've done with my images is I'm allowing people into my life. I'm allowing them to see me as an individual. I'm allowing them to see my family. I'm allowing to see what I do, because that's attraction marketing. It brings people in, okay? It draws people in. Now, remember, Instagram is shallow. People want to see images. That's what they're looking for. Now, one of the other things that I've started to do is make all of my images have the same filter. And now my husband says, well, why do you need to use a filter? He always minds. He's like, that picture's lovely as it is. And I'm like, because all of the big Instagrammers out there are using a filter which basically makes your images look the same, okay? It makes your images all have the same feel to it. It makes your images look consistent. I'm going to come back to consistency in a minute. Now, I will go over this really quickly. This is what I use. I downloaded this app. This is called Adobe Lightroom. It's free to download, okay? It's free to download. What I then do is I bought a filter that is from Etsy. I chose a filter that I like on my pictures. You don't need to do this, okay? You do not need to buy anything. But if you wish to take it to another level, I bought a filter. I then use that app to put all of my pictures on my Instagram. So every single image has a feel to it. Every single image has a feel that I love. So me and Laura were talking about this, and she said, I've just bought a new filter because it's a bit brighter and a bit more me. And I was like, 100%, you've got to find a filter that works for you. Now, Instagram has got 50,000 filters on it, okay? Instagram has got loads of filters which are absolutely amazing, and you literally could just pick the same one each time, and it will do that simple job for you. You don't need to go out and buy a filter, but it's there as an option if you wish to use it, okay? What that does is it makes and my filter was like £3 or something, £4. All of my images then have this feel to them, okay? It draws people in. And actually this week I had a conversation with somebody. I was trying to get her to join, and she said to me, I just want to say, by the way, your branding and your pictures are just insane on your Instagram. It's really, really amazing. And I was like, wow. So it does make a difference. It does draw people in. I've noticed that people are starting to like my images more. I've noticed that people are commenting more on pictures because it's not quite so spammy. I've had a huge amount more followers because people are stopping to actually look at what I'm posting. It's interesting. It's catching on the eye. Now, what goes into your squares should be your eye-catching imagery. Now, everything else is going to go into your stories. And if you've never used a story before, this is where you're going wrong. My stories bring me in so much business. My stories are bringing me in sales. They're bringing me in joiners. They're bringing me in people that are interested in joining the business because I posted a picture of a join pack, for example. So let me just show you what's on my story at the minute. So this is this morning. So we've got, the puppy was being fed, so his food. So literally, you can see, no filter on that. The next one was about his empty bowl. He literally demolished it in like 10 seconds flat. Hold on, there was another. I haven't actually. Is that it? Oh, glitter yesterday. My teamies were getting glitter in their Happy Mail. That was some training that we did. So right now, screenshot the training, share it on your stories, show people what you're doing. This was this morning out in the garden, warmer being switched on, and then the dog food was going down. So you get the idea. It literally. That was my story. What I then have on there is I will have me using my Jammy Time washer whiffs, for example. I might have me washing my hands with my soap. I might do a little video with the flour, for example, or if I'm changing my wax, I put that in my stories. Amongst my kids in the garden, amongst going out for a walk and walking the dog and just literally taking pictures. It literally is lifestyle and product in there. What works really well for me was I made a really pretty picture which had these in it, which were these are ready to be made up into join packs, and I posted that on my story with join packs like if you would be interested, and I did it with a poll. So if you've never used it, you can click on, hold on, let me show you, see if I'm now trying to click on my, so hold on, if I do this, let me see if it'll let me. I don't think I can add to it on here. When you click on your story, at the top of your story, it will give you an option to add a poll. You'll get like a little, I can't think what it's called. There's like a little bit at the top that says GIF, and you can click on that, or you can click on the little icon at the top. When you click on that, it will say like, what do you want to add? You can add location, you can tag people, all of those different things. So you can click on poll, and it will say like, you could put in there, send me details, yes please. Now Stacey said to me, one of the things Stacey said to me was, make sure that your poll has always got like 2 positives in it, like yes please send me details, or yes please email me. And what that does, it's not giving the option for them to say no. And then what people have done is they will comment on my poll and say, yes, I would love one of those, please. I then message them and I say, would you like a join pack? And I have sent out join packs off of the back of both Instagram and Facebook. I'm telling you now, people don't necessarily want to be commenting going, oh yeah, I'd like a join pack, please, because I think they're worried about what people are going to think. Doing it on a story, it's a little bit secretive. It's a little bit like, oh yeah, I'll do that. I'll click yes. Or quite often I've had people that go, oh, I clicked it by accident. I clicked yes. And I say, oh, so you didn't want a join pack? And they go, oh, what is it? And it sparks a new conversation. You can see where I'm going with this, can't you? It's about building those relationships and having that option to do that through your stories. Now, you can also see on my Instagram here, for example, I've got my highlights. And these are simply made on WordSwag, and I literally take a picture with some writing in it. So I've got like my Scentsy favourites, my amazing team, Allwood Squad, Fitness Freak, Healthy Freak, and Jet Setter. So in each of those, I've got different things. So, and what they are, they're from my story, and I've literally taken my highlights and saved them. There's a little button that says save your highlight. I need to change that one, don't I? And you can save your highlights into here, because believe it or not, people love to just look at your highlights. There aren't many people that will scroll down on your Instagram. Loads of people just use stories. Loads of people use your highlights. So get your highlights on there. It's really, really important. Oh, just clicked on my emails. You don't. I don't know what I've done there. Made that bigger somehow. Let me just make that bigger. There we go. So highlights are really, really important. To be able to show people a little bit about you and sort of, you know, show people who you are. Sorry, I haven't actually updated that because I did do a quick look. This is me about to do my training and popped a little picture on there. Okay, so that's a little bit about how to make your Instagram look interesting. It needs to be appealing to the eye. It's got to be aesthetic. It's got to draw people in. It's got to capture people's imagination very, 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 very quickly. Even if you're a technophobe, Nikki, you can make this work. I promise you. Now, each of your images, let's talk hashtags a little bit. I think I'm just making sure that, let's talk hashtags. So each image, people, you will probably see some people that have an awful lot of hashtags. Now, I only learnt this recently, and it's really important that your hashtags are actually relevant. So when you click, say for example, hashtag That's Scentsy Life or hashtag Scentsy Consultant, let's just say you put in. Every time you put a hashtag on your image, if you then click on that hashtag, it will bring up every image that has ever been hashtagged with that hashtag. Does that make sense? So every single hashtag that has ever been hashtagged with that hashtag, whether it's Scentsy Consultant, Scentsy Warmer, whether it's That Scentsy Life, Mum of Boys, Cocker Spaniel of Instagram, for example, whatever hashtag you put on your image, people will then be able to search for it. Now, I use Instagram to search images all the time. So, for example, when I'm this morning I was searching for a quote that was about kindness. I literally go into Instagram, search kindness, all these images come up. And then what will happen is I will decide which, some of those accounts I might follow. This is how people are going to decide whether they're going to follow you. Okay, because you use the right hashtag, they then see your account, and then therefore they will then follow. So that's really, really important as well. You've got to get your hashtags right. And it's, if you make up your own hashtag, and I refer to this because we made up our own hashtag when we had our own world tour in Nick Wilson's kitchen, and it was hashtag in Nick's kitchen or something along those lines. If you make up a hashtag, that your picture only goes to one person. That person will be you. Okay, so it's really, really important that you are making sure that your hashtags are relevant. I always look for the hashtags that have got the most. If it says 29 million, for example, that means there have been 29 million pictures with that particular hashtag. Use the ones that are trending. Use the hashtags. I like to put loads of hashtags, Paula, because the more hashtags you've got, the more chances your images are getting out there to a range of different people and a range of different followers. Okay, so that's just something to think about. So the one on this one, for example, was hashtag training, hashtag power is knowledge, hashtag soak it up, hashtag Scentsy training, hashtag always a teacher, hashtag love my job, hashtag Scentsy consultant. Now, you can also decide, so for all your Scentsy images, you might want to use the same hashtags. If you save them as a note in your notes on your phone, you literally can just copy and paste them into your pictures that are always Scentsy. Simple, really, really simple. And then at least you know your images are getting out there. I just think that works. It's just so easy. So let's talk about what you're actually putting on your Instagram, okay? Because we've talked about your 5 things. We've talked about your 5 things about you that are going to draw people in. Let me just see. I'll see if there's a few questions. Let's go. If you know any of this. Do I sell much? Hayley, I've just started to. You've said, do I sell much through Instagram? My sales have just started. I'm starting to get interest because I've changed how my Instagram's looking. So people are starting to come in. People are starting to draw in. Okay, I will come back. Kel, you asked a question and I can't remember what you said. So I will come back to your question because it was a good question. Okay, so I'm now going to talk about what goes on your Instagram. This is a pet hate of mine. My team know that I basically, and I don't want to offend anybody. So if I do offend you, please switch off. Honestly, scroll on by. I don't mean to. But I am a massive no to flyers. I am all about your face in your Instagram. Okay, I am all about you and your product in your Instagram. Now, if you don't like your face, doesn't matter. There is Snapchat filters, there are Instagram filters, there are filters that make your skin look flawless. There are, there's so much out there, okay? So much out there. So much out there you can use. You can even make yourself look younger and give yourself a bit of Botox on the screen if you like. It really doesn't matter, okay? But your face and seeing you behind the camera is going to be what is going to sell product, okay? And that is what sells product for me. Me sharing with people what I'm doing, how I'm using an image. I never, ever, ever put a product on and go, these are £14.50, please buy them. Never. Number one, it's beggy. Number two, it's spammy. Number three, people don't want to be sold to. I don't want to be sold to. I want to look at people and go, I want that because I want to look as good as her. I want that because I want my bedding to smell like her bedding looks like, okay? So, tell me, this, sorry if you made it, I love you lots, but there are a time and a place for these. Your Instagram squares, this is not the time and the place. Your Instagram story, share. Share the flyer on your Instagram story. Okay, what are you going to buy? This or this? There's my face. What are you going to buy? This or this? Okay. Yes, now and again, I can sell a 6-pack off of the back of a 6-pack image. But I sold more wax. I took all my wax downstairs. But by basically having a picture of me, picking up my waxes and literally having them all stuck in my nose. I sold more off of that and then sharing what my 6 favourite wax bars were or what the 6 images were off the back of off the back of a flyer that has got all of my wax bars. So you need to put images of you, of your kids, of your dogs, of your hamsters, whatever you want to use. There needs to be pictures of you on your Instagram. And when people say to me, oh, but I just haven't got a pretty face, it means I've got to put on makeup. No. My Instagram, right, and my social media, always love it when I go on my customer group and I'm literally hair turf back like this, no makeup on. I've got one of my teamies, one of my superstar consultants. She will openly admit this. She goes onto her Instagram and she goes live and she doesn't care that her hair is scarfed up on top of her head. She doesn't look perfect because people want to see the real you. People want to get to know you. They want to get to know you, and whether that's with a filter on, it doesn't really matter. But you need to be sharing, not selling. Do not sell, share. Share your life. If you've not watched Stephanie Marlborough's How Not to Sell YouTube training, go and watch it because that is real, and she basically teaches you how to share product, how to share your life and not basically spam people. Make people really feel special. It's about you becoming the influencer. You need to be that Scentsy influencer, okay? That's what you need to be. So to be that, you've got to share what's going on in your life. You've got to share what you're doing, how you're using product. Now, on a day where you've done your hair and your makeup, like today, I've done my hair, done my makeup, I'm going to get in my bikini later. But before I do that, I'm going to get out a load of different product. I'm going to go in my Scentsy cupboard. I'm going to get out 4 different t-shirts, okay? Yeah, Chelsea, I'll pop it in the group. I'm going to get out 4 different changes of clothes, and I'm going to get changed, and I'm going to take pictures of me with all different products around my house, in my garden, in my car. I'm going to go and take all of those. I'm going to create a folder that actually, it will all go into the selfies folder anyway, that's on your iPhone. If you didn't know, you've got a folder that's called selfies. All of your pictures will go in there and they will all be on your Instagram. Now, that's going to give me 3 weeks worth of images, okay? And then every time I think, oh, I need to post a selfie, but I don't look pretty today, oh my God, I'm going to go to that folder and I'm literally going to click and I'm going to put that image on my Instagram. Because then it's done. You've got a bank of stuff that you can use. That is going to make sense. It's about working smarter, not harder. Okay, so on those days, even if you're in your PJs, it doesn't matter. People want to see your PJs. Just make sure you change your PJs daily, because otherwise they might think you're a bit skanky. Just saying. So let's see your face. That's what Instagram wants, okay? I have noticed my likes have gone up incredibly loads since posting things like this. And this is one of my friends, not friends, actually. She's a girl that I was trying to get to join last week, and she said, Lise, I absolutely love your branding. Your branding is amazing. Like, she's from another company. She used to work for Unique, and she doesn't sell it anymore. But she said, all those things I've been looking at, I can actually see. I can see you've got it. You're bang on it. She said it's just a matter of time. Like, now it's a case of building up the likes, building up the conversations with people. As I say, I'm now following, like Tam said earlier, you can follow hashtags. So for example, I follow Cocker Spaniels of Instagram. That is a hashtag, and I follow that, which means pictures of people's Cocker Spaniels come up in my newsfeed in my Instagram. It means I can then comment on people's pictures of Cocker Spaniels. Hopefully they're going to comment back. They might follow me, I might follow them. We're going to build a relationship. I'm going to try and sell them doggy products further down the line. It's about the long game. And I think a lot of people think that I'm going to change my Instagram today and it automatically is going to have a massive impact. No, it's the long game. Scentsy is a long game, and you've got to be looking at this as a long-term business, not as something that's going to change overnight and just be like, oh my God, overnight I am going to become like Mrs. Hinch. She got it lucky, but she got it right. She found a niche market, and that's something that you need to do. It may well be that Scentsy cleaning products is your niche market, or when I watch, for example, I've talked about some of my favourites. So Chloe Cox, every day she gets up and she makes her bed, okay? And she did a YouTube video on it as to why every day she makes her bed. And Tam and I talked about this on our Laura and I talked about this on our Mindset Master training, which is on our YouTube. So that training, for example, we talked about you need to get up and you need to make your bed every single day. The reason for doing that, see, mine's made today. Hey, get me. Make your bed. What then happens is I have achieved one thing today. If that one thing is keeping this bedroom tidy, my bedroom stroke office, and I've made my bed, then I've achieved one good thing today. If I don't get any of my other jobs done on my list, I have got that done. Now, Chloe Cox posts that on her Instagram. What then happens is other consultants from all around the world now make their bed every day. And they Scentsy Fresh their bed every day. They tag her in that on Instagram. Her customers then started making their bed every single day and tagging her on that every single day. And she built relationships with those people. Okay, she built relationships with those people because they're making their bed every single day. It was relevant to her. So it's about you finding something that's relevant to you and getting your customers to, interact with that. Getting your customers to, let's say, for example, Diet Coke is definitely one of my things, right? Terrible addiction to Diet Coke. So, but people will tag me in that. Wagamama's. Believe it or not, I love Wagamama's. I always rave about it. Whenever we go to Wagamama's, I tag me and the kids in there, and I'm like, we're in Wagamama's again. My friends tag me in things about Wagamama's. So whether it's they've got a deal on, but that is something that makes them think of me, okay? And what that does is building relationships with people, okay? It's building, and it sparks conversation. And when you spark conversation, you can ask them how their waxes, how their warmers are going, if they've ever tried Scentsy before, if they've not tried Scentsy before, because you've built a relationship with them. It's not cold calling. And that's how to grow your circles. That's how to build your Instagram profiles, okay? So hopefully this is resonating. Now, one of the other things that I've taken to do recently is sponsoring posts. So I'm just going to show you, this is something new that I did this week. I've sponsored posts before, but I've never done it properly. So this particular post I sponsored. I'm just going to show you it, okay? While I do that, I'm going to have a sip of my Diet Coke. So this is the post that I sponsored. Absolutely love this picture. It was when we first got Dexter. My top says wife, mum, boss. It was 12 quid off of Shein. Artie was coming down the stairs. It literally was just a picture perfect moment, and it wasn't staged. This just happened to happen that he was there. So my words weren't this. So wife, mummy, boss, and fair baby mummy. I work my Scentsy business in my pockets of time between walking our Cocker Spaniel puppy, painting with Artie, school runs, and the rest of my mummy duties. And of course, being a wax boss wifey. Couldn't miss out the hubby there. I call him Mr. Scentsy. Scentsy has rocked my world in more ways than I can imagine. It's brought so much happiness to my family. Have you ever thought about what joining something like Scentsy, that doesn't make sense, but Scentsy could do for you? New opportunities, new friends, a new income, more time to spend with your babies, both fun and that should be fair and human. An amazing family of friends. Scentsy brings travelling and a whole window of opportunity. Message me for more details on how to join our family. Why not give yourself a new opportunity? Income disclosure form included because I have to, in the comments because I've talked about money. Now you can see 778 likes. Off the back of this particular post, I got a joiner. Okay, so I sponsored this post. I promoted it to go to Australia. I promoted it to go to Spain. I promoted it to go to London and my local area. Off the back of this post, I've had a joiner and I've had 8 join conversations, one of which was in Australia. She's still sitting on the fence about joining. Okay, now I'm not saying you have to do this, but when you get to grips with Instagram and you find your feet with it, you can promote your post and you can spend money on it if you wish to. That cost me £15 for a week to promote. It's gone out to a huge amount of people and it got me a new Scentsy joiner. I also sponsored another post and I think I ended up with about £200 worth of sales off of it. For you to be able to do that, you've got to have a business account, so just bear that in mind. I'm just checking on the time. It's got to be a business account, otherwise you can't actually sponsor posts. Now, one of the other things that I have done, which is really, really important, is linked my Instagram to my Facebook. So this is a big work smarter, not harder thing. Stop you doubling up. I get a lot of people that will say, I find it really hard to have all these different platforms. Well, and Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, you can literally update all of those in one go. It literally is a touch of a button. So when you go to your settings, hold on, bear with me. Here. Hold on. It's not there. Ignore me. If you want to promote a post, when you've got a business page, hold on. When you look at it on your phone, it'll come up and it'll say, there's a little button at the bottom that'll say promote. It looks slightly different on here. I'll come back to IGTV in a minute. But what you want to look at, it's a bit different. I'll edit profile. Here we go. So on here, you can change your account to a business post, but you can also, can't remember where it is. Bear with me, people. You can also, I normally do it on my phone. I don't do it on here. There's a button basically, and you can link. I will screenshot where it is and I'll put it in the group. You can link so that your Instagram posts automatically onto your Facebook. Every time you put a story on, that will also go onto your Facebook. At the moment, because mine is a business account, because I'm sponsoring posts, when those sponsors have finished, I will change it back to a personal one so that everything shares onto my personal Facebook and my personal stories. But at the moment, everything is going onto my business page, on my So Sense with Lisa Allwood business page, and my stories and all of my pictures are going onto there at the moment. So it just saves me a job. So this morning when I've just uploaded about training, it literally has gone onto my business page. I don't have to then do anything with it. I haven't got to go and put it on there twice, which is really, really important. Save yourself time. I'm just about to set up Twitter because it will give you a little button that will say, do you want to put this post on Facebook, on Twitter? And you literally can go, yes, yes, yes. And it does it all for you. And it literally updates and it's going to save you a lot of time. Okay. What else? Other things in your stories, really important. Whatever you're doing, share it. So for example, right now, screenshot the fact that you're watching me. If you're watching me on your laptop, take a picture of it. And what I want you to do is upload that on your story and tag me in it. And tag me and say, hey Lisa, I'm watching your story today. When I'm watching Tam or when I'm watching Emma, I will do exactly the same. I will screenshot a picture of them and I will upload it onto their stories. Then if somebody tags you in something on your story, share it. Share it onto your story again. Put a comment on it and share it. It gets interaction. People are seeing what you're doing. They're seeing what's going on behind the scenes. That's really, really important. Get sharing with each other. Get tagging with each other. When I was watching Chloe Cox's training the other night, I literally was set up like this. I had my ring light on, so you can see I've got my ring light behind. If you haven't got one of those, invest. It was 20 quid. Best 20 quid I've ever spent. I had my phone on my laptop, my ring light on. It was the only light in the room. I was sorting out washing. I went and took a picture at the back of my bedroom saying, this is what I'm doing, watching your training on my laptop. And I tagged Chloe in it. And she was like, oh my God, like, get your washing away, girl. That's crazy. I had a serious amount of washing. Laundry is another thing that probably people interact with me about, because I seem to always have a lot of washing. Okay, so I think I've given you most of my knowledge. IGTV. So IGTV is basically Instagram TV. It's when you go live. You can go live on your Instagram as well. If you've never done it, go live on your Instagram. You're going to reach a whole different audience to what's on your Facebook. And I've got a lot of people that watch that follow my Instagram that actually don't have Facebook, because they're like, I don't have Facebook, don't do Facebook. So really, really important as well to go live like you would in your customer groups. Do it on your Instagram. Have your Instagram public. If you can, make it public so everyone can see it. It's more likely to draw people in as well. If you've got any questions, now's the time to ask. I'm literally just going to scroll back. I feel a bit exhausted. I've exhausted my own brain, I think. I'm hoping I've given you all the information I wanted to. If anybody's watched this training before and you're like, there's something else you've missed. Leslie, I'm not sure how Swipe Up works. You've got to have 10,000 followers, my lovely. Oh, Kel, you asked me about what results I get. As I say, joiners, I've had sales, I'm having conversations, I'm building conversations with people that got similar likes to me. That's something quite good. Did I create and build a brand new account? Amy Sharp. No, I didn't. I used my existing Instagram. Use your personal one. Be brave. Change that into a personal and Instagram account. Obviously, just one tip. If you are a Body Shop consultant and you do numerous network marketing, I don't advise it because I physically couldn't give my time to that. But if you do, then you need to make sure that you do have separate accounts, because you can't cross-market. You can't do the two. I'm going to need to start again. You'll be fine, guys. Just literally carry it, draw a line under your own Instagram and just start using it in a different way. Okay, so obviously feel free to follow me. Let me just put those up. These are gurus of Instagram. Feel free to screenshot and follow them. So Rachel Pence, The Wickless Homestead, Stacey, can never pronounce your surname, Buinye, please tell me if I said it wrong, my lovely. My Scented Home, amazing. Laura Sawkins _ Sense and Sparkle, the Chloe Cox, Together We Make Sense, and Home Sense with Lisa is me. Feel free to follow me. Is there any others? Do I sell much? I think I've answered that. Hashtag Candle Lovers, really good, because you'll get all of your Instagram followers. Michelle, you can do 30. Is that the amount? I've never actually not been allowed to. Do I have a hashtag system? No, Becca, I really don't. I just hashtag whatever I feel like, to be completely honest. I would combine your two accounts, Lisa Matthew. I think I've just said that anyway, but I would combine them. A sale is a transfer of beliefs, definitely. I'm literally just scrolling back. I've been tagged in chocolate items. Love that. How do you sponsor a post? Paula, I will go through that, but it is pretty straightforward. I'm linked to my personal profile, but if you're going to use a business account, it will go to your page. You will need a page set up. I'm still learning how to use Twitter as well, Anne. Hopefully this has helped. I will post this. I will post this, yes. How do you get them to buy it? Cara, it's all about sharing, lovely. Don't put sales posts up, just share. Share what you're doing, share what you're using, share you. That's what people are going to buy in for. That's what they're going to want. Do not cancel your Instagram, Claire. Sorry, it's back to front. I will post this in the group. I will share. Okay, so hopefully this was interesting. Right, up next, I believe, is the gorgeous Emma Connolly. She is going to talk to you all about customer care. She is going to talk to you all about, what she's doing to keep her customers sweet and to keep her customers absolutely amazing. I really cannot wait to watch it. Don't forget to screenshot a picture and tag Emma in it so that she gets some love on her Instagram as well. And I'll speak to you all soon. Hopefully it's been helpful. Bye, guys. Have a fab Saturday.